Hi, I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Today I'm here to look at the TRU Ball Blade Release Aid. It's a thumb release aid. It comes in two sizes, medium and large. I'm pretty sure it comes in 3-finger, but it may come in 4-finger as well. It was new for 2016. It came out midway through 2016 and they launched it with Sarah Lopez and a few other world-class archers as a bit of a mystery release. So they had them shooting and everyone was asking what this release is, and then they released it. Now it comes in two versions basically. It comes in a brass version, which is what I'm holding here, and it also comes in an anodized version. Now the brass version, I will just show you. This is not a cheap release aid. So the brass version, one side is anodized and one side is brass. So the concept of the brass is it increases the weight of the trigger. So when you're shooting it, this will basically encourage your hand to go backwards. Now these are both medium, and this feels very comfortable in my hand, medium. You can see my finger grips is about right. So medium feels nice for basically a average size person. So now the brass version comes in 4 colors, I think. Please check that. It comes in silver, purple, black. I'm sure there's another color. Silver, purple, black. Maybe it's 3 colors. I feel like I'm missing one. I may have 3 in my shop. I may be missing one. I can't think of what other color it would be. Anyway, the brass version is about $40 more than the complete anodized version. The anodized version, instead of having the brass on one side, it's anodized. In 2016, this was a huge success for TRU Ball. So much success that in 2017, it's going to be released in anodized with silver on one side and a whole bunch of colors on the other side. So greens, reds, blues, basically all the colors in the rainbow. But TRU Ball is going to charge extra for the colors. So the colors are going to be similar in price to the brass version. The standard silver and black is, I think, about $40 cheaper, but if you want like silver and blue, I think that's going to be similar to the price of the brass. But that's just off the top of my head. They haven't come in yet, so they haven't been made yet, or if they have been made, they've only been handed to a couple of shooters. Now, what made this release aid so big? TRU Ball have always made high quality release aids, but I would say in the past, the quality has been, I'm going to say, questionable. And it's not that the release aid was a failure, because they were expensive and thing. There were certain elements of release, i.e. the loading mechanism here. You can see how easy it loads. It's just soft. It's nice. In the past, some of the TRU Ball release aids have been very hard to load, so you got to kind of push it down. There was one where you had to basically break your fingernail off every time you load it. This is very, very soft and quiet. So I'm holding this right up against the speaker. I'm not going to talk. You can hear how quiet it is. Now to trigger this, I'll be quiet while I trigger it. You can barely hear it, so it's ideal for hunting. Even though it's not designed for hunting, it's an extremely quiet release aid. Now the pressure required to set this thing off is minuscule. It puts it up as one of the top release aids. Carter have always been known for thumb release aids and have always claimed the market in thumb release aids. This is really challenging the Carter for their place on thumb release aids. And even though it's significantly more than Carter release aids, it's definitely picked up a fair bit of sales. So the question is brass or anodized. Some people don't like brass, and some people like the extra weight. So that's a personal preference. And I would say I thought the brass would outsell the anodized, but it's been pretty even. Now they've also got this checker plate finish here, which is meant to improve the grip. I don't really notice it. I think it's just a more color thing. They do have the ability to fit a little strap to that little thing there, which is TRU Ball's renowned for. But to me, this just feels like a lovely release. Now, release aids at the top end if you're going to be looking at release aids in the top end to compete against this, you're going to be comparing it against the TRU Ball Abyss, which is by Jesse Broadwater, the Carter Wise Guy, which is very sensitive to the trigger and a very nice release aid. I'm shooting a Hot Shot release aid. Now the Hot Shot's not as nice as this, but it's probably almost half price. So, and this is definitely a nicer release aid. At the time I'm shooting back tension mainly, so at the time I couldn't justify the dollar figure associated with this. Now I may be able to justify it, and the question is, would I go the Abyss, would I go the Carter, what release aid would I go for? So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this out and we're going to have a shot with it, and see how good this release aid actually feels. Let's try it out. Okay, so we're ready to have a shot with this release aid. Now, it's simple. It's a simple shape design. It feels comfortable in the hand. It's a simple loading mechanism, which is very, very nice to me. Trigger adjustment is that screw there. There's a locking thing on the side there, so you've got to loosen that, and then you adjust it with that Allen key. Basically that's it. It doesn't come with any extra springs. You basically, it's one spring and you push it in or pull it out to decrease or increase the pressure in the trigger, but it's very light. It's a very nice release aid. Now as far as I'm concerned, it's clearly the best TRU Ball release aid made, and it's going to come up against the Abyss from TRU Ball. And honestly, I can't remember what the Abyss feels like, but I'm pretty sure it felt pretty good. And the concept of the Abyss is it has a back tension as well. But this is one of the best release aids made. That's it. So let's have a shot. And it comes down to the point where if you shoot a lot, how much money you're going to spend on your gear, how much you're going to shoot. Are you going to shoot any better with this release aid than a $50 release aid? You may, but it'd be fractionally better. It's not like it's a 20% increase in your score. It's, if you're a high shooter anyway who shoots high scores, this may help you shoot a fractionally higher score. But most of it is how it feels to shoot. So comparing it to the TRU Ball Pro Diamond, Pro Max, which is a $120 release aid, this trigger is just fantastic. But there's nothing wrong with the $120 one. Like, there'll be people who should shoot big scores with that. But I would say if you're shooting that, if you're shooting the $120 score release aid, shooting a lot, shooting big scores, this would be something to consider. So let's have a shot. Now, one thing, the thumb for me on this model, it's been moved to the far back position. So it's been moved back there. I would like it moved further forward. This is just straight out of the factory. But the trigger itself, I couldn't feel activating it. So for me, it's very, very good. Now with this, what I'm doing is I'm concentrating on pulling my hand together, if it makes sense. I'm not concentrating on doing that. I'm concentrating kind of moving my hand, pressing it. So it's such a fine trigger. But overall, this, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best, if not the best, release aid ever made. It's so good I want one. Just because it's so much better than anything else. I do like the Wise Guy, I do like some other release aids, but this is a fantastic release aid. It's quiet, it's well made. TRU Ball make Axel. Same company, the Axel sight. It's a quality product. It's a product you buy and in 10 years time you still own it. And I've still got Axel sights which are 15 years old. They still work exactly the same as the ones today. So when I look at this, to me, and I've had TRU Ball release aids before, and I've been somewhat disappointed with them. I think that's fair. This is such a step up. They had to have changed designers. I'm not taking anything away from the old designers, but this is really, really good. And it's well worth having a shot with. Many people on the world stage, if people are shooting thumb release aids on the world stage, a lot are now shooting this release aid. And the cool colors are going to be cool, because people with green bows are going to want a green release aid. Yeah, TRU Ball, awesome company, an awesome family company. Customer service is brilliant. And this is a top quality product. Even though it's expensive, and it's really expensive. But for me, the quality of the work, how quiet it is, I mean, I could hunt with that. I mean, listen to how quiet it is. That's awesome. I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Check out the TRU Ball Blade Release aid. I'm pretty sure it comes in 4-finger. I had all 3 fingers. I didn't bring home all my stock. I brought home a whole bunch of release aids, but I'm pretty sure it comes in 4. 3-finger is far more popular than 4-finger. And medium is probably the most popular. 3-finger medium is the most popular, but I know it comes in large. So check it out, shoot lots of arrows, and have a good time doing it. Thank you. Bye.